And this meditation is called Blue Sky. And so just making sure that you're sitting with an upright posture and that your feet are firmly placed on the floor, and closing your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. Otherwise, just softening your gaze on the floor in front of you. And perhaps bringing your spine away from the chair slightly if you're able to do so, and allowing it to be self-supporting so it can follow its natural curves. And just allowing your head to balance above your heart, and your heart to balance above your hips, and just physically allowing your arms and shoulders to drop down and relax. Perhaps just checking in with the jaw and the hands to make sure they're feeling relaxed and not clenched. And we're going to start this practice with the 4-7-8 breath for those of you that can do this. And what this means is that we're going to start by breathing in for the count of 4, holding the breath for the count of 7, and breathing out for the count of 8. Only do this if you feel comfortable to do this. If it makes you feel dizzy, then just breathe normally, or take a few deep breaths, just in order to start the relaxation process of the body. And so now we're going to begin inhaling for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Begin inhaling. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a big exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a big exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to return the breath to its normal rhythm. We're not going to change the breath in any way, but we're going to notice the breath and notice the sensations that the breath brings. Just noticing where we feel the breath the most in the body. And that might be in the nostrils, or it might be on the top lip. It might be at the back of the throat where you feel the breath the most. Or it might be that you notice the chest or the abdomen rising and falling. That might be catching your attention. Just wherever you feel the breath the most in the body, just paying attention to this for now. And just having an appreciation that the breath nourishes every single cell in our body. This breath is so important to us. And this breath is important too. Every single breath that we take nourishes every single cell of our entire body. And just checking in with your posture now, just reminding yourself to ensure that your back is straight if you're remaining seated. And in our mind's eye now, let's imagine a blue sky above. A beautiful blue sky. Let's watch the sky for a little while. Are there any clouds in that sky? If there are clouds, can we notice what colour they are? Are the clouds moving fast or slow through the sky? Let's just watch the clouds just for a moment, the clouds in the beautiful blue sky. And if we watch long enough, we'll notice that eventually the clouds move so much that sufficiently they're out of sight. And we can continue watching again, just noticing the full beauty of the sky again. Until more clouds come into view. And gradually, slowly, they move through the sky until they've moved sufficiently to be out of sight again. And now let's become one with the sky, imagining the blueness is your entire body and the clouds are the thoughts that are passing through. So we're going to focus on those thoughts that often come into our heads while we're meditating. Sometimes they're good thoughts, sometimes they're not nice thoughts, but we're not our thoughts. Just as the sky is the blueness and not the clouds. The thoughts are not us, they're not real. The clouds pass through the sky, eventually leaving, just as thoughts leave our mind eventually. Let's just be with that for a moment. Let's bring this beautiful blue sky into our own body, just filling our body with the richness of the colour. And let's see our thoughts as the clouds that are passing by. So focusing on the blue sky until we have a thought that appears in our mind. We're not going to go searching for thoughts. But when a thought appears, we're going to visualize it as one of the clouds and just watch it until it's completely gone out of our mind. Not engaging with the thought. We're just watching it as if we're a spectator. Just noticing the next thought in our mind when it appears and just visualizing it as a cloud until the cloud passes by out of the sky and the thought goes away from our mind. Let's spend some time now just doing this. Just watching the beautiful blue sky. And when the next thought appears, just seeing that thought as a cloud. And some of these clouds might be white in colour, some grey, or some black. Each one of the clouds has different intensity. Each colour representing different moods. So when a thought arrives, we can pop it on the cloud. That cloud might have a colour associated with it. But then we watch that thought until it's out of our mind. Bringing our focus deeper and deeper with the blue sky. Feeling comfortable that you don't have to judge any of these thoughts passing through your mind. When the next thought appears, seeing this thought as a cloud passing through. It's not staying, it's going to go. Keeping on seeing ourselves as a beautiful blue sky and noticing the clouds passing through. Just noticing the clouds passing through the sky until they've eventually left. Notice their lack of permanency. And as you breathe in, see if you can make more space in the sky for you just to be able to sit with the blue sky. Just imagining yourself as the sky. But when a cloud does appear, just allowing it to move through. And in the sky now, you can see the sun appearing, representing a beautiful weather. Even if a cloud or a thought appears, it may cover the sun for a moment, but the sun will appear again after the cloud has moved on by. Let's visualize this for a moment, just being with that blue sky, now with the sun in it. Each thought representing a cloud. The cloud might cover the sun just for a short while, but it's not permanent. The cloud will move on by. And so we've been with this beautiful blue sky for a long time now. We've noticed quite a number of thoughts, but they've passed on by. So we're going to bring our focus back to the breath. And where in the body you can feel the breath the most. Just noticing this sensation for a moment. Noticing where in the body the breath is most vivid to you. And taking our focus now down to the feet placed firmly on the floor. Noticing the contact between the feet and the floor. And as we bring this practice to an end, we gently and carefully open our eyes.